You're very welcome back. Now, this is something I think we all need a little bit of in life. Lomi is an ancient Hawaiian restorative healing system, one component of which is the art of compassionate touch. Yes, our next guest has made herself a career in holistic massage therapy and is now here to tell us more. Welcome, Christine Judd, to the panel. Thank you so much for coming on today. Now, I have heard of Lomi before. It's quite an ancient Hawaiian technique, and I thought usually it's two people involved in massaging the body, but can you tell us about the background to it and what it actually entails?
Yeah, so it's you can do it in forehand, which is absolutely amazing, but you can do it also with two hands. So it's the ancient sacred healing art from Hawaii, from the islands of Hawaii, which the elders would have passed on from generation to generation. So it's a lineage tradition, and they're, my teachers are bringing it now over to, the Western world, all the rest of the world, to kind of keep the tradition going. So it's a healing, transformational healing art. Yeah,
and for the practitioner as well, it's a difficult one to train in because you have to be very mentally steady for it, because I suppose it's not your typical 30-hour back, neck and head massage, or 30 minutes, sorry. It's basically 2-hour blocks at least, and it goes into, I suppose, balancing your energy levels. Yeah,
I mean, you can do it shorter. So kind of my teacher kind of said you can do kind of quick fixes, in her kind of thing. So if you have a specific issue, let's say you have back problems or, knees acting up, you can do little manipulative things to kind of fix that straight away. So, but yeah, generally it's a healing session. It really is kind of looking at, well, where's the source of the pain? Where's the pain? And then looking beyond that to the emotional side and the spiritual side of what's going on beyond that.
Yeah, because it is true, is it not, that if you get pains and aches in certain parts of your body, it's linked to certain emotions? And is that what you're kind of getting to the bottom of?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's different lineages, like I said. So, the one that I'm involved in is partly doing bone setting as well. So, if you have your hips not aligned and things like that, and that obviously translates into the whole spine, into your neck, into your shoulders and everything. There's always a reason behind that, called the wisdom of the bones. There's always a bigger reason, emotional, spiritual, mental reason behind that. And by healing the body, we basically heal the rest of it as well.
Yeah, and it can work and complement each other, more traditional therapies as well, because we're not advocating you dump your back specialist, your physiotherapist, and go straight onto this, which, I know some people are desperate to kind of go away from the conventional medicine route, but something like this can work in tandem quite well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have a lot of clients who are, have had severe problems for years, who get a lot of relief out of it and stuff like that. So.
How did you get involved in it in the first place? Because you're not Irish by birth, really.
No, I'm not. No, I'm German originally. I ended up having a massage myself, and I didn't used to like massage.
Was this at home in Germany?
Yes,
right,
actually.
Okay.
And apparently it's really, really popular in Germany, actually. And when I moved to Ireland, I ended up becoming a yoga teacher and, getting into the whole holistic world. And a friend of mine...
Was that for a specific reason, or that's how you... Stress,
yeah. Stress, So, and it turns out a friend of mine ended up doing Lomi, and she introduced me then to my teacher, Louise Clue, who does teachings down now in Kerry, and that's kind of how I got started. And then I went on to train with my current teacher, Gina Ivalani Nalui, who is a traditional Hawaiian practitioner in Hawaii.
And have you ever travelled over there too?
Yes, I did training there in Hawaii itself. So,
wow. Yeah. And what do your clients say at the end of it? I know a friend of mine years ago, she had a massage, and I swear to God, one of these ones, a Lomi massage, and she came out and it was like she was after taking copious amounts of hash or something. She seemed completely stoned and was for hours. Away with the fairy. She was walking home and she got lost, the place she'd lived for years. She was completely out of it, but it can do it. I've seen it. It can do that. That's why I was kind of interested in how it actually, if you're a ball of stress going in, it can completely zone you out and zonk you out. You need a person with you to bring you home, maybe. The lads are going, what the hell? I swear, I wouldn't believe it only I was witness to it. I swear, I saw it, she was like, whoa. But it's a hugely...
It's because we move energy, right? It's things can move, and, I always kind of say afterwards as well. So, people have known to kind of experience kind of movement in their body for about a week afterwards, to kind of for things to settle down, So yeah, it's definitely, don't kind of take on like a big assignment or something afterwards.
Yeah, it's the funniest
Go and
thing. I
rest.
swear to God, she got off the dart and she got lost, and she rang me going, "You're not going to believe it. I got lost on my own last night." I was like, "That's mad, absolutely mad." It was really funny. But when it comes to holistic therapies here in Ireland, I know we've heard of the more traditional, the yogas, the acupunctures, and things like that. But there's this huge spectrum out there that can, I suppose, really help us, because I know we're all here. We kind of work in stressful jobs, and it's very important to be able to take a step back and just relax. Do you think we're learning a little bit more about that now? I mean, you're from, I know Lomi is huge in Germany, as is Ayurvedic medicine. The wellness industry is very, very big over there. Hasn't really caught on to the same extent here.
No, it hasn't, but I do think that in the last few years that I've been here, actually, I have seen the growth, and I have seen people being more accepting of it, and kind of not seeing it as much as a treat, as in like more of a necessity, and kind of regular maintenance and self-care.
Yeah. And is there any age limit or anything
Not
like
really,
that?
no. No,
So-
I mean, there's obviously the normal contraindications and stuff like that. Pregnant, I wouldn't necessarily do before 3 months, and the things like that. But in general, in Hawaii, they do it pretty much. Anyone can come.
And what in particular does it work for? Is it more of a stress and mental release, or is it more physical ailments? I know it's both, but what do you find mostly your clients are coming to you for?
Mostly, I have to say, I think for kind of physical ailments. The rest of the benefits they're actually getting anyway, but mostly it's kind of, a lot of people have a lot of structural issues, from sitting at a desk all the time, and, things like that. So that's kind of what I see mostly.
And how do you stop yourself from absorbing some of the bad energy that's in some people? Because it can make I've seen Reiki practitioners that if they haven't been able to block it, they could get quite ill if all this negative energy is bouncing back on somebody. Because I'm a firm believer you can pick up the nasty bits of other people's aura. How do you actually... Do you have to practice to block it off?
Yeah, so at the end of the session, we do something called cutting the cord.
Yeah.
So, we have a connection. When I have the client on the table, we have a connection, and it's kind of a giving and taking between us. So at the end of the session, I purposely, cut the cord and kind of send them off with love and light, and kind of do some clearing for myself.
And you'd have to do that as well. Clearly, you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember reading the Celestian Prophecy years ago, and that's very much like if your aura, and it's a physical thing, it's a physiological thing. I mean, in certain lights, you can photograph your aura, so it's there. Your energy field is there. Everyone has one, but your aura can bleed into somebody else's, and it can be quite damaging. And if you're within the wrong relationship as well, it can just muddy your own energy levels. So it must be, I mean, if you're time and time again, you're going, oh no, she's back again, I'm going to be exhausted. Is it physically draining for you sometimes? Or have you just been forensic about cutting the cord?
Yeah, like, I mean, physically itself, it is straining obviously as well, because if you do an hour and a half sessions and stuff like that. However, I have learned to use my body rather than my muscles. Okay, so I use my body. But yeah, energetically, I just need to be very careful to kind of not take too much on, and, just, So.
You have to mind yourself as well, yes. You good to any of us. And so if people want to get in touch with you, it's christianjudd.com.
It is, correct.
And all the info about Lomi therapies there as well, which is absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we have time for a quick break, but when we come back, one Brazilian doctor has come up with a very creative way to help pregnant women in the labour ward. Yeah, you don't want to miss this. See you back here in 3.